Clouds TV, empowering lives.
Hello, Kenyans. How are you? This is Apostle Ndura Waruinge live from the UK. I'm in Northampton, NN3. And my concern today, Mr. President, I'm addressing you now from where your bosses are, from where the king is, because I know the king is your boss. The king rules over you. The king controls you. That Kenya is under the leadership of the king because you're under the Commonwealth, and the Britain happens to have colonized us. The reason I've chosen to address you from here, I just tried because you have refused to hear our voices in Kenya. Maybe if I come to authoritarian higher authority spiritually, for that matter, the authority that rules over Kenya, the authority that controls over Kenya, the authority that it says, and when they cough, you sneeze. Maybe if I come to this authority and then address you from this authority, could be you might hear what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying and what I've kept telling you, it's something that might now come to the end of the road. A prophet warns. I didn't say I'm a prophet, but also God warns and tells us what will happen, what's about to happen, or what happened that might cost us some issues ahead, or some things ahead, or might cost us heavily. That's what I mean. That warnings are sent to us so that we can rectify. No man is bad, 100%. All men in the eyes of God are good. All men have a reason to live. All men have a reason to be there. Whether you say it's bad, I know some people say Kasongo must go. Others say Kasongo must not go. Others say 1 term. Others say 2 term. Others say no term. All these are there and are humanly there. But if I go deeper into my Bible, the Bible reminds me that no one becomes a leader without the consent of God. And all leaders are consented to power because of 2 issues, 2 things, 2 considerations. One of the considerations is that the president or the king becomes into power because God has a purpose, has a reason for that nation, has something with our nation. Maybe he wants to bless that nation, or he wants to punish the nation because they have defied, they have moved away from the plan of his agenda. So kings does not come without a reason. Any king that comes in comes with a reason. Maybe you demanded that we may have this king, and when you demand from God that I must have this one, God will always provide. God is not disobedient. God does not work against you. God will always work for you because he's a God for us all. He's not a God for a few. He's a God for us all. So when we have leaders like Ruto, like Raila, like Uhuru, people around us, like Ndura, yes, there's a reason for them to be there. And God knows the reason. You may look at it and say, this is demonic, this is something that is not right, but maybe in the heavens, they are looking at it differently. When people demanded for Saul, God gave them, but later punished them through Saul. A king can be brought to you because you have defied the plans of God. You have refused to follow his will. You have refused to do what he wants you to do. So he brings you a stiff-necked kind of a person. The pharaohs were godly. They were all set there to make sure that the children of Israel goes back to God. And after they made so the pharaohs disappeared, you'll never hear about the pharaohs again, because their job was to make sure that the children of Israel, they go back to God. At the same time, Kenya, I don't see Ruto as an ungodly person. I see Ruto as a godly person sent on a mission to return us back to God. That is why this guy is so ruthless. That is, this guy does not look like he knows God. But in the actual sense, God knows him. And if the current or the past few months event is anything to go by, I am persuaded to believe that Ruto is just not ordinary. Ruto is a man on a mission. A man on a mission to make us go back to God. He will be ruthless. He has been ruthless. He will, and he's going to be ruthless, serving something forces that we don't understand. And perhaps that is why we had the reawakening of the Gen Zs coming to the streets. The Gen Zs getting into parliament and finally getting into State House. It doesn't matter how you get there. What matters is that you did it. So for those people who does not understand that whatever that was happening in State House, the people think, say, that Ruto organized for the meeting. It was not Ruto's meeting. It was not him. Unconsciously, he did so. Unconsciously, he did so. He thought that he's doing politics. He's doing politics with these young people. You can see he's calling people from Turkana now. He's calling people from Kiambu, people from Muranga into State House to go and be given 5,000 shillings. He's trying to raise an altar. The altar that he said is building an altar of 1.2 billion. He has projected it all through up until to the election time. The money he will have given out, the money he will have spent. He spent money with Harambee Stars. That was an altar he was raising. He's spending money with the Kiambul people. He's spending money with the Turkana people. He's busy now trying to destroy authorities and forces that could be an obstacle to him. He's trying up building altars, destroying altars and building altars. And you can see his approach is based on State House. He's calling people all the way. Imagine people from all the way from Turkana up to Nairobi County. 5,000 of them. He catered for their transport. He catered for their food. He catered for their accommodation. He catered back there. And also something from Mfuko. That's an altar. He did that the same with the Kiambu people. And he began with Kiambu people. Because he knows Kiambu is at the center of the Murima people. And his first agenda was to make sure that Kiambu comes out from the Murima people. The people who are speaking that they want Kiambu removed from the Murima, it is not them. It is him him speaking to Akina Ishongwa. That is the reason his outbursts about members of parliament who have taken money, because these Akina Ishongwa and some other people who have been chewing money. Now, for them to be subdued, and the governors to be subdued, the senators to be subdued, and members of parliament to be subdued, he had to make an inflammatory statement so that whosoever is around will go back to the drawing board and realize things are getting tough and hot. So if I don't align myself with William Ruto, then I will be kicked out. Then I will be jailed, then I will lose touch. So it was a calculated move by William Ruto to subdue every member of parliament, both the parliaments and governors, and also everybody in the society, that EACC is coming for you. So that once he tells them that EACC is coming for you, what will happen? They will go back to him and now become 100% royal in the protection of the stolen. The Sakaja saga that you're seeing, it is him who engineered, because Sakaja is like his prodigal son. Sakaja is like his quotes, mutoto wake. And if they threaten Sakaja, because they want money from the Nairobi city, they threaten Sakaja, they do things, and then later on, him and Raila comes to the rescue of Sakaja. Do you think Sakaja will ever disobey these guys? Do you think Sakaja will ever do anything against them? Do you think Sakaja will do anything that can go against their wishes? No. Now Sakaja is under wrap. But what I want to assure to Sakaja right now, that you are not yet out of the hook. People will impeach you. People will force you out. These MCAs, whether they are going to be forced or to be told anything, not unless you open files for them, they are still going to push you out. And because of the support that you've been given by Raila and Ruto, what I can assure you, people are going to fight you, so that because they will not be fighting you, they'll be fighting Raila and they'll be fighting Ruto. You have lost it completely. Sakaja, you are out. Count yourself out and out completely. I know you count yourself as one of the brilliant citizens of this country, but you are not at all, at all, at all. I want to tell you, maybe perhaps it's because of the obelisk that you built at the railway station that gave you some powers, spiritual powers from spiritual quarters, that causes you, that makes you think that you are strong and powerful. I can assure one thing, that this is the end of the road for you. Just go write it somewhere, keep it somewhere. It is the end of the road for you. Now, let's go back to Ruto. What Ruto is doing now I'm speaking to the men of God, the only remaining few men of God. Not the fathers, not the mothers, not the brothers, not the cousins of the fathers or the cousins of what? In the spiritual, in the world of whatever, what you want to say. I'm talking to a few remnants that God is using to deliver this nation and to change the status of this nation. I'm in the United Kingdom, though. I'm speaking from there because I just came to speak from the higher authority, the authority of the king, so that I can address Ruto, who is the worker of this kingdom, who is Mutu ya Mkono. Yeah, this kingdom, serving Mutu ya Mkono. And Uhuru and the rest, serving this kingdom. You saw the other day, Gimbaka Kashagwa was summoned in the US. Kashagwa was not going for the Seattle rally, those Kikuyu things. No, they had been summoned by the American to be given instructions how they are going to vie for the political seats. One was told, this is your position, this is what you're going to be, this is how it's going to be conducted. Okay? They said, yes, sir. Now they are back home, the drawing board, now to try to fix themselves into the plans of the American. But again, here, there is another plan for Kenya, because this is the father, the mother of Kenya. This is where Kenya is commanded from. The commanding point of Kenya is from Britain. That is why I am on this ground of the Britain, to be able to speak from here, to tell Ruto, Mene, Tekel. You are out, X. God has said, X now. Your job has come to an end. Your job has ended. And now, wait for the verdict, because once you finish the job of God, once you finish whatever God has given to you, then he assigns you another job in another place where he feels this is good for you. This, though I know you will try to resist the move of God will be so powerful against you, to be so controlling, so influencing, that you are not going to be able to, you are not going to escape this. The altars and the gods and everything have spoken. Your job has come to an end. Job well done. You have made most of the Kikuyus go back to God and even think about God. And you've made many Kenyans to go on their knees to pray. And now that you have finished, that was your job, to make sure you and the Raila and the group, the terms of employment has come to an expiry. It's come to an expiry date. I don't know when the expiry is, but you are operating on a near expiry date. So prepare your ways, prepare your plans, prepare your understanding, your ways, and then mend them to fit into the next plan of God that God might have given you. I was speaking to somebody. I don't know where this somebody told me about this. He told me there are three things that happen. There are two things that happen to a human being. Three, in fact. A human being is given birth to and brought here. And most likely this human being existed before he came. So he died, then he came. Maybe you came, I came as Waruinge, I came as Ruto, I came as Raila. But again, you will go, then once you go, then you might again, if you have not come to the end of the stretch of you going and coming, then you might come back. Now as Lokutong, or as Ekitor, or as Mugaka, or as Aterere, or as whatever, you come differently because of their next assignment. And some people, he told me, this guy was so sure, he was funny, he told me that could be you can come as a mosquito. Imagine, a mosquito would only live for a day or two. Or maybe you come as a fly, a toilet fly. So you don't know. If you don't amend your ways, I don't know how you're going to come back to. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is that mend your ways. Mr. President, stop whatever you are doing. I saw you defended Sakaja. I saw you defended Sakaja in a mighty way. You called the members of the MCAs into your state house. You met them. You sent Raila to speak to them. They met them, and perhaps they were given something kidogo to go and shut their mouth. It is good what you did, but you should have done also to the Kericho governor. You allowed the Kericho governor to be humiliated all the way. You didn't have anything to do with him because you want him out. But the members of parliament refused to listen to your desires. Now you have lit fire umeanzisha against Mr. Sakaja. Now henceforth, Sakaja will have no peace at all because of you guys, because of what you've tried to show to us that you can defend this and leave this to be roasted. You're the same people who roasted Gachagua. Now you want to roast Kimani Wamatangi, you want to roast so and so, you want to roast so and so for the benefits of consolidating yourself into power. And so that you can be able to sneak in the role of a prime minister, so that when you be going to the election, it will be you, Raila will be with you, Raila assured of the seat of a prime minister. It won't work. It might not be. We might not get there. Possibly, we might not get there. This one I can assure you with no contradiction that possibly whatever you are trying to plan, it won't work. Please, Mr. President, I know through football you raised altars. Through now calling people delegations from all places, from 47 counties, you are doing so. You've been calling men, the pastors and what we call pastors and who? Bishops, archbishops, and the so-called men of God. You've been inviting them into State House. Remember what you did with the prayer maombi that you used to have in State House. And now many people are unhappy with you. I can see several pastors revealing many things that used to happen in State House. And they are not happy with you. These people are not happy. Again, the gods that brought you to power, the traditional gods, the Muslim gods, the fake Christians God, the witchcraft God, the demonic gods that brought you to power are no longer in power. They have.
In the heart of Karen, where the breeze whispers through the trees and peace blankets the land, there lies a place where broken lives begin to heal. This is not just a rehabilitation center, it is a sanctuary, a place of transformation, a place of second chances. Addiction does not discriminate. It steals futures, breaks families, and buries dreams. But no matter how deep the darkness, healing is always possible. Nestled in the serene landscape of Karen, our center provides more than just treatment. It offers a journey back to self, back to purpose. Our program is holistic, addressing the mind, body, and spirit. From detox to aftercare, we walk every step with you. You are never alone.
Ningetaka kuwakaribisha kwa wale wamejingisha kwenye madawa za kulevya. Tunajua hapo nje kuna vijana wengi hawajijui, wamepotozwa na madawa, wamepotozwa na mabangi, wamepotozwa na pombe, yani wamepotezwa na kila aina zile huanga zinatumika kuharibu vijana, kwa sababu shetani anajua vijana ndio wako na kesho ya nchi. So tunawakaribisha kwa wale wote ambao wametekwa nyara na mambo na mapombe. Tunawakaribisha kwenye hii rehabilitation yetu iko hapa Karen. Kutoka Nairobi utapanda gari zinajiita na Boka Sacco. Ama kama unatumia gari utakuja na hii njia inaitwa njia ya kwenda hadi ushuke hadi kuna barabara inajiita Dolph Cruise. Tuko kwenye pande hizo za Karen. So ni vizuri ikiwa kuna kijana ameteswa na hizo kind of drugs, mlete na tunajua atarekebisha, kwa sababu hiyo ndio huduma yenye Mungu ametuitia. Na ninafikiria kuna vijana kadha wamekuja hapa na wamepata huduma mzuri. Na huku kwetu hatutumii mashindano. Huku kwetu tuna wakansu, tunawaangalia kispiritually wako namna gani, sababu mwenye ametushikilia kwenye hii huduma anaitwa Apostle Ndura Waruinge, na ni baba yetu, na pia ni mtu anaangalianga mambo ya kiroho. So ni vizuri ukiwa mko na vijana wenye mko nayo huko nyumbani, waleteni, na ninajua watarekebika na watakuwa kitu iko sawa. So kwangu sina mengi ya kuambia, lakini kama kuna swali lolote unaweza uliza. Najua namba zetu mtazipata hapo kwenye screen, na najua Mungu atawasaidia na pia tutasaidia vijana, kwa sababu tunataka vijana wajijue sababu ya kesho.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa William Ng'ang'o. Nina mwezi moja ndio nimekuja. Sasa venye ninaweza sema, naweza karibisha wenye ambao wanatumia madawa, bangi. Mimi nimekuwa nikivuta bangi mingi sana, madawa, drugs, lakini kwa saa hii nimerekebika na ninashukuru Mungu kwa yale yenye ambao nimetumia, lakini hakuna madawa yanatumika mahali hapa. Sasa nakaribisha wenye wametumia madawa, wameshindwa ni aje wataweza kubadilika. Wakikuja pahali hapa watahubiriwa na apostle wetu Ndura Waruinge, atawabadilisha. Kama mtu ameamua kuacha, atawacha, atapata mambo mengi.
Kwa majina naitwa Victor Ng'ang'a, niko kwenye care center. Radisha recover miezi 3 shaisha. Tayari mimi nafaa nitoke nene nikaanzisha kazi zangu. Hapa kutumiki shindano, kutumiki dawa yote ya kujaribu kutibu juu ya mgonjwa. Ila tu hapa ni care center. Ila tu nahudumia kila spiritual therapy. Yaani advice wa kila venye unaweza kaa, venye unavyoishi, venye unaweza kuendelesha maisha yako. Kama sasa hivi ni kutoka natoka, nishamaliza miezi 3. Ndio zangu leo nikaanzisha biashara zangu mahali nilipokuwa nikikaa.
If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, don't wait. Reach out. There is hope. There is help. It begins right here in Karen. Your story isn't over. It's just the beginning.
Tekel Clouds TV, empowering lives.